Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allows you to record and edit your broadcast so it sounds great. And they even distribute your broadcast for you so that it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So make sure you download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to FET News. I am Damian Anderson, and here are your news for this week. Join us every Thursday on our podcast for Frett's Education Thoughts, where your host, Andrew Frett, will discuss his very own opinions and thoughts about the topics of the previous episodes of Future Educators Talk. So join him every Thursday. Come chat and hang out with me from my home via Instagram Live for a session of Future Educators Talk Home Edition at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Education Thoughts Podcast, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And follow and subscribe to my new podcast, Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. Brand new episodes of Future Educators Talk drops every Wednesday on our podcast, so follow and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. Make sure you follow Future Educators Talk on social media. We are located on facebook.com/Future Educators Talk and like our page. We are also located on Instagram at Future Educators Talk and on Twitter at Future EDU Talk. So follow our podcast now. And follow your hosts, Damian Anderson and Andrew Frett, on social media. You can follow me, Damian Anderson, on Instagram at @DamianAnderson. And on Twitter at _Damian Anderson. And you can follow Andrew Frett on Instagram at @It'sAndrewFrett. And on Twitter at Darren_Frett. So follow your host of Future Educators Talk now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Future Educators Talk, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of our videoing episodes. And you can now also listen to past episodes of our show on our YouTube channel and on all the podcast platforms that we are located on. Have a wonderful day and listen to today's episode of Future Educators Talk, which is starting right now.
Hello, everyone. I hope all of you guys are staying safe out there, taking really good care of yourself, and are staying at home. Welcome back to another episode of Future Educators Talk. I am your host, Damian Anderson, and as you can see again, Andrew Frett, he is not here with me, but he will be back next week. So take care of yourself, Andrew. Take care of yourself. So today, I am going to be talking about what I have been stressing for the past 2 episodes, which is mental health. So today I got some tips, you guys, some resources of how you can take care of your mental health during this time that we are in, because this can be a stressful time for all of us. I mean, seriously, it can be a stressful time for all of us. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, is how to take care of your mental health, because first off, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, which I have been saying almost long. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. Taking care of yourself is the key, is what I have been stressing out for the past 2 episodes, is to take care of yourself, because like I said, how can you take care of yourself and you want to help people, but you're not taking really good care of yourself? If that makes sense, I kind of like jumble it around a little bit. If you want to help people that are in need and needs help, but you are not doing okay, how can you possibly do that, help others, if you yourself are not physically capable of helping people when you're not yourself, if that kind of makes sense there? So it's just I have been stressing this, and I'm gonna keep on stressing this. While I am still on this earth, your mental health is important. Your mental health is important. Your mental health is important. So take care of yourself, you guys. Take care of yourself during this time, please. And when this is all over, because it will be over, still continue on taking care of yourself. Exercise, go, do exercise, you guys. Go for a walk, a hike, do something that keeps you busy and you're, taking care of your body. So let me go on and talk about today's topic, which is mental health, you guys. I'm going to be talking about what is actually Mental Health Awareness Month, actually, and also giving out some tips, you guys, of taking care of your mental health during this pandemic, you guys. So, first off, what is Mental Health Month, which is in May, Mental Health Month, or Mental Health Awareness Month. So, each year, you guys, millions of Americans face the reality of living with a mental health. Now, during May, you guys, during May, NAMI joins the national movement to raise awareness about mental health. Now, each year, we fight stigmas to provide support, you guys. Educate the public, and activate for policies that support people with mental illness and their families. Now, I found this out right here, you guys, that we are not alone. You are not alone, you guys. Okay? You are not alone. Now more than ever, we need to find ways to stay connected with our community. Absolutely. No one should feel alone or without the information, support, and the help that they need, okay? Because we're all in this together, you guys. We are all facing this at the same time. It's not just one part of the country that is dealing with this pandemic. No, it's all of us as Americans, the United States. We are dealing with this as a whole. So because we will get through this. We will get through this, you guys. Okay? We're all in this together. So you remember, you are not alone. Trust me, you're not alone. Find a trusted person. Okay, it's like I said, no one should feel alone or without the information, support, and the help that they need. No one should feel alone during this time. So please, you're not alone. Okay. So speaking of you're not alone, NAMI's You Are Not Alone campaign features the live experience, you guys, the live experience of people affected by the mental illness to fight stigma, inspire others, and educate the broader public. You guys, now more than ever before, it is important for the mental health community to come together. Absolutely, to come together and show the world that no one should ever feel alone. No one should ever feel alone during this time, you guys. So the campaign builds connection and increases awareness with the digital tools that make connections possible during a climate of physical distancing, okay? Even in times of uncertainty, you guys, the NAMI community is always here. They're always here to help you, to support you during this time. They're always here, reminding everyone that you are not alone. I love that. You're not alone. Now, there are also, during this month, you guys, resources that you can find out. One is like you could Share with others, you guys. Share with them, the NAMI. Share with others around you how you stay connected by writing your personal story, you guys, or sharing using the hashtag #NotAlone graphics and message with your community. Okay, so there's lots of resources, tools that can help you out, you guys. And finally, you guys, share your story. Share your story. Now, throughout the month of May, we will, the NAMI will feature personal stories from real people, you guys, from actual real people. These are not fake people. These are real people that are experiencing mental health conditions, you guys. Now, by reading about lived experience, they aim to make people feel less alone in their mental health journeys and increase awareness about mental times, you guys, about their mental illness, excuse me. Now, you can share your story, you guys, and tell them, the NAMI, the message of you are not alone, what it means to you, you guys. So you can share your story with them and tell them what the message of you are not alone means to you guys, okay? So throughout the month, you guys, there are so many options, you guys, opportunities. There are, I mean, literally, you guys, there are just tons and tons of resources, you guys. Absolutely. Okay. Now, moving on to what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to be giving out some tips, you guys, of how you can take care of your mental health during this coronavirus as it still continues around the world. Now, there are millions, you guys, millions in the United States and around the world are under stay-at-home orders. Yes, which everyone should be, you guys, as hopefully officials hope to slow the spread of the coronavirus. But how do those practices affect individuals' mental health? Well, what are the unique? Those are the questions, you guys, you need to be thinking about. But how do those practices affect individuals' mental health? Okay. What are the unique mental health challenges people are facing during the COVID-19 pandemic, you guys? And how do they affect healthcare workers, those living alone and those returning to work, among others, you guys? Okay, so I found this out, you guys, that I always have a hard time trouble saying this, podiatrist, Dr. Jesse Gold of Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis, and the PBS News Hours, Anna Nazar, they answer, you guys, some viewers' questions on how to take care of your mental health and also cope with things like fear and anxiety during this pandemic, you guys. So I'll be sharing what they sharing of how to take care of your mental health. And let's go. Now, here's the first question, you guys. First tip. What are some tips on how to deal with anxiety from uncertainty, you guys? Well, there's a major cause of anxiety during the coronavirus, you guys, pandemic, is the uncertainty about what the near future will hold. Like, we don't know what the future holds, you guys. We don't know. Like, for example, let's say schools. Are we doing remote learning into the next school year? Possibly. Are we still doing that? And then also, I found out that some schools are considering reopening back up, which I think that is a total, and that should not be happening. That should not be happening at all. Reopening back schools during this time right now, letting children go back to school. No, I was watching the other day The View one of the co-hosts mentioned that she doesn't feel safe of her children of like going back to school, like they're considering reopening back school up. And like, what if, okay, you have all the children, you have all the students back at the school, and let's say one of the children, they get, sick, they possibly get the coronavirus, and who knows, they possibly die from it. And what does that mean for the other children? That student got sick, going back, and it can spread to other children, and they get sick, they get the coronavirus, and then we don't want that. We don't want that for anyone. We don't want that for our children, for us adults. We don't want that for anyone. So I don't think that's a good idea for sending students back to school, like reopening back schools up there this time. I don't think that is not a good idea there. And of course, I know if Andrew has saw this, or he had heard about this during the news, he totally agrees about reopening back schools now. That is not a good idea, you guys. That is really not a good idea, because I don't feel, this is me, and probably to a lot of you students who are watching this and are listening to this right now, and it's some of my classmates who are currently in college. I don't feel safe going back to school, going back to the building of my school, of my university, because it's like, what? It's because you have all the atmosphere of where you could possibly get the coronavirus. And what if some of my classmates, one of my classmates has the coronavirus, you guys, and possibly everyone can get it, and I can get it, and then I come back home and I spread it around to my family. That is not, I don't like that. That's no. I don't want that for anyone. So reopening back schools now, I don't know what y'all are thinking about. I don't know. And actually, y'all probably are not going to agree with me on this, but I just have to say, because it just came to my mind, and I was seeing it right before I recorded this episode, that Trump, he disagrees with Dr. Fauci of saying that it was something, I wish I could pull it up real quick, but it's going to take me a long time to find it, about, Trump disagrees with Fauci about, it was something about that, reopening back schools, and Trump thinks that, we need to get this country back together. We need to get this economy back up and running. And he thinks that schools should reopen back up. Yeah, he thinks that. So that's all I have to say there. I don't want to dive deep into that. Because it's, so continuing, so we don't know what the future will hold, you guys. We don't know. I don't like this, reopening back schools back up, and then you have some country is reopening back up their economy back up. You have small businesses, you have all these things, you guys. So we don't know. What about you have bars, you guys, restaurants, well, the grocery store, of course, grocery stores is open, but getting people back in, a lot of gathering. So we don't know what the future will hold, you guys, which can be, you guys, exacerbated by the prevalence of misinformation. Yes, having misinformation, we don't want that about the virus. Now, the reason why, you guys, we feel anxiety harkens back to the primal insects instance, to be aware of our surroundings and to always be prepared to run from predators. So it's really, guys, it's really, really normal. Okay, everyone is dealing with anxiety. I'm dealing with anxiety, you guys. My co-host Frett, he's dealing with anxiety. All of us, we are feeling anxiety. Okay, it is normal. It is okay. It's normal to feel all these things: fear, anxious, worriness, troubling, uncertain. It's just, this is an uncertain time, you guys, for all of us. It really is. Now, a person recommends, you guys, that everyone should stay informed through their favorite trustworthy news sources. As was saying a couple episodes ago, find a trustable source, a news source that you trust. You have ABC News. You have ABC News. ABC News. For me, it is ABC News, The View, and then the organizations. For me, the CDC, the WHO organization. Those are my trusted source of information of the coronavirus that's happening, because I trust those so very much. So stay informed, you guys, through your favorite trustworthy news sources to help alleviate some uncertainty, but to almost limit the time. Also limit that time in an effort to not get overwhelmed, because don't get overwhelmed by too much, information of the news. You don't need too much of it, which I explained in a couple episodes back. A lot of news, it can be, it coming all up into your head, you get all that information. It's just take time. Like, I read this article, you guys, that says that person that they watches the news every morning for about 10 minutes every morning, and then 5 in the evening. You guys, they do this every day to get that information. It is not like constant, like every hour of getting, the sources of information. And this person does this like right before they go to bed at night every day. So it's good right here. 10 minutes in the morning, get the news of what's going on in the world. Just 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, done. Cut off the news. Do something else. Okay? Don't just focus on what's happening. It's fine to worry about what's happening in the world. It is. But getting too much of the news, no. Just about, I recommend 10 minutes in the morning, guys. Get into news. All the information that's going on, 10 minutes in the morning, and then you have 5 minutes in the evening. That's enough. That's a total of 15 minutes right there, okay, of news, okay? Not so bunches of an hour, you guys, okay? So I think you have to you have to stay informed to some degree. Okay, you have to stay informed. Now, anxiety can also come, you guys, from growing daily to-do lists. Now, even in the midst of all these demands, some people recommends people always be kind to themselves. Okay. This ABC News ABC News, PBS Kids, our psychiatrist, she recommends people always be kind to themselves. So if you're going to be less productive right now, let's say right now, if you're going to be less productive right now, urging people to be patient, with themselves. Okay. And this person also suggests breaking down big tasks into smaller, more manageable pieces to make them feel less daunting, you guys. And beyond that, this person says to explore, relaxation methods such as meditation, you guys, exercise. Okay, but also says that methods does not work for everyone. Okay, it does not quite work for everyone. Like meditation, exercise, it quite doesn't work for everybody, you guys. Okay, it doesn't quite work. So find something that works, that helps you out, some kind of a methods. Okay, and don't beat yourself up if it isn't for you, you guys. Like I said, if exercise, you guys, and meditation, if it's not good for you, then don't beat yourself up of constantly, continue on doing that. Find some other methods that you can do, you guys. Okay. And another person also recommend like doing activities, like I mentioned, like exercising, and listening to some of your favorite, and listing some of your favorite things as a way to get away from anxious thoughts, you guys. Okay, so exercising, listing some of your favorite things as a way to get away from anxious thoughts, anxiety thoughts. So that was tip right there. That was the first tip right there. Which was the first tip, which was some tips to help deal with anxiety from uncertainty. Now, the next tip, the next question is, how do you know when it's time to seek professional help? That's a good one right there, you guys. That is a good one. So you might jot some of this information that I'm about to provide. How do you know when it's time to seek professional help? Well, of course, living through, a global health crisis is a new and trying experience for most, okay? And some who have never experienced serious mental health issues may wonder if and when they need to seek help. Now, the PBS NewsHour assures that it's okay to always ask for help, okay? It's okay to always ask for help, and that no one is going to turn you away for not having enough symptoms, okay? And they also suggest that everyone becomes familiar with the common signs of mental distress, which are sleeping too much or too little, okay? Eating too much or too little, not interacting as much with friends or family, a lack of joy in things you used to like, and having low energy. So while these aren't always definite signs, you guys, they are indicated of the affected head space, which may require help from a therapist, okay? Sleeping too much or too little, eating too much or too little, not interacting as much with friends or family, a lack of joy in the things you like to do, and having low energy. So those are quite some of the common signs of mental distress, you guys, okay? So that was question 2, is how do you know when to seek professional help? That's a very good one right there. A very good one. The third I have is, how do we deal with the loneliness? Now, for many people living alone, social distancing has cut off everyone's interactions that are critical for mental stabilities. And PBS News Hours understands that this is on a personal level, since they also lives alone. This person here. So this is the first time it's been ever evidence that I have lived alone. You guys. And the person, you guys, that I'm talking about, y'all probably wonder who's the person I'm talking about, is Dr. Jessie Go. From the I keep saying the PBS News Hours. Dr. Jessie Go from the Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis. Okay. Now, she recommends, you guys, everyone should make an effort to reach out to friends or family to maintain social interactions, doing, video conferencing, you guys, virtual, meetings. Okay. Now that could involve just, talking, you guys. You could, or, talking on the phone, okay? Text, or setting up a game or movie viewing night, doing virtually, okay? Now, she says that it actually feels more like work, but it's worth doing in the end, okay? And she also suggests that in this moment of isolation, that we can find the things we truly enjoy doing by ourselves. Now, PBS NewsHour viewers also weigh in with ways they have been coping and finding joy in things that they enjoy to do, such as bike rides, working out, okay, learning to meditate, knitting, you guys, and watching news or your favorite TV shows. And Dr. Jessie Go, she says that find what coping skills work for you, okay? Find whatever the coping skills that works for you, you guys. And the last question I have for you guys is, what are some resources available during this coronavirus? People are, trying to find resources. So what are some available resources during COVID-19? And I got you covered, you guys. So as the pandemic continues, you guys, which we don't know how long it's going to continue, but as it still continues, many doctors are concerned about the wave of mental health issues, of course, caused by insensitive social isolation and anxiety about the virus. Now, Dr. Jessie Go said it's important to first break down the distinctions between mental and physical health. Now, she says she thinks we like to separate things, but I don't know if that necessarily helps out to everyone. So many physical issues, you guys, like a lack of protective gear and helping to treat those with COVID-19 directly affect a person's mental health. Now, she says that means we're probably already seeing the effects of poor mental health on a portion of the population. And she also lists a few helpful mental health resources that are available right now during this pandemic, which are, first, to find a therapist, okay? And Dr. Go, she recommends going to physiologicallytoday.com. Physiologicallytoday.com. The next, what she recommends is for members of the trans community. She recommends calling or texting the trans lifeline. Okay. The next resource is for the emergencies. She recommends the crisis lifeline or the National Suicide Prevention lifeline. And lastly, the resource is for front line workers in particular. She recommends Project Parachute or emotional PPE. Okay. Now, Dr. Gold said online services like Teledoc, are helpful, but are limiting in many ways, even for the therapist. She says it's really hard for her, and I think I'm really used to the human experience. Exactly. Connection, where we're used to, if somebody was in front of me right now, we're used to this instead of doing this here. She also continues on saying, but it's a lot better than normal, particularly during this pandemic, where social distancing has been the key to curbing the spread of the virus. Now, while telemedicine can be a cost effective for some, she says many people do not have easy access to either the internet, of course, or a device in order to use these services, you guys. And finally, she says this is not something we can just assume people can use. Okay, it's just not. So that's right there. Last question. What are some available resources during this time, the pandemic? So those were 4 questions of how you can take care of yourself during this pandemic, you guys. I cannot stress this enough. Your mental health is important, so take care of yourself. Probably some of y'all are really tired of me saying that, but it's true. Your mental health is so very important. It is. It really is. Your mental health is so very important, especially during this time, you guys. Everybody's mental health during this time is so very important. So I don't know. It's just, I'm really trying, you guys, of taking care of myself, because as some of you guys may know, and I mentioned it on the last 2 episodes, that last year I was in a bad place of when I shared with you guys this season my first college story, when I went to a university last year in 2019. And that time of me going there, that was a bad time for me. It was a bad place for me to be in. And once I returned back home, I was even in a more difficult place. It was a time because I wasn't letting things out. I had so much things going on in my head, like it feels like it was about to whoosh, explode, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to talk with anyone about my problems. It's just, I don't know, it's just me. I like to keep things to myself. I don't like to let it out, which is why we started this podcast in the first place, of sharing these topics with you guys, these sources, our personal stories. We're letting it out to share because someone out there may be experiencing what we have went through, or are literally going through it, and they can relate to our stories. Probably someone can relate to my first college story of being in that bad place of depression. Of course, depression. You want to kill yourself. You just want to end it all. And it's just, what can you possibly do? What can you do? You have so many problems. You have so many issues in your head, and you're not letting it out. You're just keeping it in, and that can destroy you, you guys. That can destroy you. It almost destroyed me. It really did. Probably some of my classmates who are watching this and are listening to this, they're probably like shocked right now that they didn't know this about me. Because they always seem like in schools, you guys, they always see me, as, of course, the shy person, the student. They always see me as happy. and being, they always see me as this, but they really didn't even know what was going on inside of me. They didn't know. They really didn't know, you guys, what was going on behind closed doors of me, because they always see me, at school, happy, Damian's here. They love some of my classmates. They like to be around me. And sometimes, you guys, if I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to be honest here, some days, you guys, I didn't want to be around my classmates at all. Like, I didn't literally want to be around them. I want to just get away from them, because they was just getting on my nerves. It's just, now I love all my classmates to death, you guys. I really do. And I really do miss them. And I hope they are really taking care of themselves during this pandemic. I hope they are doing well. But I just wanted to get away from them. I wanted to get away from them. And it's just, I don't know why I feel like that. It's just like they didn't know what was going on deep down inside me. And at some point, you guys, I was depressed some days when I went to school. Like, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to. I just, kept quiet. I didn't want to say anything to no one. You come up to me, get away from me, because I am not. And some days I feel like that, you guys. Where some days where you have where one of your classmates will come up to me. It's like, please don't come up to me. Or a teacher, please, you guys, please just get out of my space. Get out of my space, please. I want to be left alone. I don't want to deal with this with you people. I don't want to deal with you, because I was going through depression, you guys, because I was so, my senior year, you guys, it was stressful for me, if I could say. It was stressful for me because I'm graduating, because back then, last year, my senior year, I'm so ready to graduate. I'm of course going to miss all my classmates and stuff. I can't believe my class, we're actually going to graduate. It was a very stressful time for me, and quite to some of you guys who've been in that position of I was depressed last year, you guys. I don't know what else to say. I was just depressed. I just wanted to end it all. And at some point at school, you guys, I was thinking about and when I mentioned my college story, I wanted to kill myself. Because people were just, I don't know, they were just not, I wasn't just having them no more. I wasn't. They are getting on my, literally last nerve. And how can I take all of this? So I wanted to do that, and to kill myself, just to end it all. So you guys, now this may seem like, I know I'm jumbling all around, but this is how I feel, you guys. This is how I felt. And some of my classmates who are watching this and are listening, they are shocked to hear this from Damian, because oh, what? Damian? No, not Damian. No, he was the nicest, sweetest person ever. He's very friendly. No. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this. Well, you know it now. So, so I'm literally, guys, on this podcast here, Future Educators Talk, and of course on my new podcast, Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson, I'm sharing my story with you guys of what I have been through. I'm finally speaking out, because I had so much. I don't know why I keep doing this, because that looks like I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. It's just things were just And some people may think that I'm crazy now. I don't know what I'm talking about. You just stop. But you guys, you don't know how I was at that time. Like being around you guys, my classmates. Like some days I just want to just get out my way. Literally get out of my way. Because y'all all this and that. So yeah. So that's that there. So that's that right there. So I hope those tips you got, the resources, these questions, they quite help out a lot. I hope they really did. So thanks for listening and watching. And you, Frett. Hopefully he'll be back next week, you guys. So because I know y'all have been mainly this season, you guys, it's just been mainly me. It's been mainly me, and like every single episode, starting off the season, and we wasn't planning on doing it like this because we already discussed this already with you guys, that his work schedule is just crazy. And then it did how my college schedule was, which now I am out of school now until I go back in the fall. But he is still, you guys, during this pandemic, he is still going to work. His company, he has to go to work. So it's just like we mentioned, you guys, we don't know what the future for Future Educators Talk, you guys, but we will let you guys know as soon as possible. Like he mentioned, well, I don't know if he mentioned it on an episode of, I don't know, probably in the past, probably the last time he was on an episode with me. I don't know if we talked about this, but I know we went on IG Live and talked about this, about what's the future for Future Educators Talk. Are you coming back on? Are you leaving? What's the deal? And when we did that IG Live, he said that he is not leaving. He will confirm with us if he's leaving the podcast. He's going to be replaced by someone, or like I said, what's the future for Future Educators Talk, because we don't know. I have been doing these episodes like by myself, you guys, and I miss my co-host Andrew Frett joining me with the topics that we discuss, because it is not the same, because if it's just me, y'all just hear my thoughts, my opinion on what I'm saying. And then of course he has his own mini-series, Frett's Education Thoughts, which is coming back very soon, where he discusses his very own opinions about the topics that I am talking about when he is not on an episode with me. But I quite miss the interaction with him of talking about the topics that we are going to discuss with you guys. And how does he feel about it? My thoughts and opinions, and how do I feel about his thoughts and opinions? Are we agreeing? We're going to disagree? Like, I miss having that discussion with him. So hopefully, guys, he'll be back soon. Hopefully, I really hope so. But as of now, you guys, it's just me. So I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You guys are literally stuck with me for I don't know how long. I don't know. Hopefully when Andrew Frett returns back, hopefully he does. I hope so. I don't know, you guys, what's the future for Future Educators Talk. I don't know. So hopefully he'll be back soon. I know he is watching this right now, and I know that that he probably doesn't know the answers as well as to me. I don't know the answer. We don't know the answer. So Andrew Frett, I hope that you are doing well out there. Well, of course, we communicate with one another through text messaging. But Andrew Frett, I hope that you are doing well out there. You're taking care of your mental health, as I have been giving out some tips on here for the past couple of episodes of how your mental health is so very important during this time. So I hope you are taking care of yourself, and please return back soon to the podcast when you can, because I miss having you with me of the discussions, talk about the topics that we're going to share with our audience. I miss having that discussion of we have different perspectives of what we're talking about, our opinions, our thoughts. I miss that. So just know that Andrew Fred, that you are not alone during this time. You are not alone. So I just hope that you're doing well, and please return back soon to the podcast. That's my top priority right there, is for him to come back on the podcast. So so I know this is like a long episode here. I wasn't planning on going this long, but it is what it is. So also you guys, if you haven't heard the news already, Future Educators Talk, you guys, has been renewed for not one but 2 more seasons, you guys. We are coming back for season 4 in August, and we are also going to be doing a season 5 with you guys. This is going to continue on through 2022. So we are so very excited that we can still continue on doing this podcast with you guys. So thanks for all the support that you provide to us for Future Educators Talk. Thank you so much. So if you have any questions, you guys, any concerns, feedbacks, jokes, stories that you would like to share with us, anything that you would like for us to know, that you want answers, that you have a question for me or Andrew, it could be any question, guys, related to education, our personal life, whatever. Any jokes, stories, concerns, feedback to make our podcast better, stories that you would like to share with us, anything, you guys, please let us know by either emailing us at futureeducatorstalk@gmail.com, DM us, direct messaging us on Instagram at Future Educators Talk, and on Twitter at Future EDU Talk, and on our Facebook page, Future Educators Talk. By sending in a voice message, you guys, to where you can record your questions, your concerns, whatever, to us by going to anchor.fm/futureedtalk/message, to where you can record your message to us. Or if you want to direct message us personally, the co-host, on our Instagram accounts. For me, at Damian Anderson, and with Andrew Frett, it's Andrew Frett. So send us your questions, you guys, your concerns, feedback, stories, whatever, to us, because we would like to know, our listeners, we would like to know about you, because you support this podcast by tuning in each and every week, you guys. So yeah, and I haven't been mentioning, you guys, in every episode that I'm still wearing this, you guys, because underneath it, my hair is a mess, and I do not want you guys to see this hot tail mess, to where I will get, a haircut, which I don't know when that's going to be, because everything, is shut down. So, so y'all gonna be seeing me. Y'all gonna be seeing me wearing this throughout season 3. Finishing up season 3. Our season 3 finale. Our season 3 finale. Our season 3 finale. Future Educators Talk will drop, you guys, next month on June the 24th. Yeah, that's going to be our last episode of season 3 until we come back with season 4 in August, which is our anniversary month, because that is when we started Future Educators Talk last year. So we're so very excited for season 4. We got some amazing things for season 4 that we are going to be doing. Like, first, we share with you guys that we are bringing back our first logo of our podcast. The start of our season 4, you guys, in August, we're bringing back that logo, you guys. So check out our Instagram accounts, our social medias, to see what our first logo was like. And it was called Future Educators Talk with Damian and Darren, which we have shortened that to now just Future Educators Talk, because you know us, you know the hosts, Damian and Andrew. So okay, so that's that. I don't want to hold y'all up so long. I know this is gonna be a long episode. I didn't want it to be, but I just had a lot to say. But I hope you guys really take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Stay at home, 6 feet distant, wear a mask when you go outside. But yeah, really take care of yourself, you guys. I'm Damian Anderson. This has been another episode of Future Educators Talk. I will see y'all guys back next week on an all new episode of Future Educators Talk, hopefully with my co-host Andrew Frett. Until then, you guys, stay safe, take care, and remember to wash your hands. Take care, you guys.
Hi everyone, host Damian Anderson from Future Educators Talk. If you have a question, concerns about Future Educators Talk, stories to share, feedback to make Future Educators Talk better, reactions to the topics the co-hosts discuss, jokes to tell, or someone you would like for the co-host to interview, please send them in to the co-hosts by direct messaging them on Instagram at Future Educators Talk, emailing them at futureeducatorstalk@gmail.com, or sending in a voice message at anchor.fm/futureedtalk and click on the message tab to where you can record your questions into them. Thanks for supporting Future Educators Talk. Don't just listen to Future Educators Talk on your smartphone. Continue the conversation online. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of the conversation by telling us what you think. Join us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes content. And follow along on Twitter to stay up to date with what's happening on our podcast and beyond. It's you who keeps Future Educators Talk going. So like, comment, share, and connect everywhere with us. You get social. Let's listen.